Hello, everyone. This is the Easy Allies podcast. I'm Kyle Bossman, the Dark Prince of Nerd Media. Joining us this week, Bradley Ellis.
Hello.
Michael Damiani.
How's it going?
And Brandon Jones.
It's going good, Damiani.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, are you talking to me?
Yeah. Were you talking to Jones?
I was just talking to everyone.
Okay, Jones responded.
Thank you. But someone actually replied for once. That's
Yes.
very nice.
We are alone. There's no Ian Hink. It is, it's this right before the holiday break feeling for me. This is the half day of school. I forgot school had half days.
That was a thing.
That was a thing.
Is
Yeah.
it still a
At
thing?
least time-wise.
No, what's weird is it's a full day.
Yeah, it's a full day.
We're recording 2 podcasts today. Next week's podcast will be recorded today as well. Before we get to any of that, let's do corrections. Begin corrections music, please. The golden watering can is something you get for having a perfect village in Animal Crossing New Leaf for 15 days straight.
Ooh.
So that golden watering can, that's a gift. Hellblade's facial capture technology was not Ninja Theory's. It's developed by Serbian company 3 Lateral, who also worked on Sony's games in the past, like Until Dawn and Horizon. Side note, they are using it with Unreal Engine, and the company was acquired by Epic Games earlier this year. Did not know that. Cool. Many called us out for accepting Hellblade 2's trailer as in-engine when there was really no indication that it was. And so, yeah, you know what? Called out.
I thought they said something about that.
I don't know if they ever said in-engine, right? And so we kind of like ate it at face value, but...
Wait, I think the video... Well, okay. I don't want to incur another correction. I don't think the video says it. I think Phil said it.
Like before it went live, he's
Yeah,
like,
I
this is
think
all...
he was like,
that's
what you're
why
about
we
to
thought
see is
that.
running on the Series X. Because he was talking about the Series X.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough, then.
It was the... not Towerfall. Godfall? Godfall. Godfall said it in the trailer. Said
Yes.
PS5 and an engine in the trailer. I think Phil maybe just alluded to, but...
Great.
Yeah.
Correction refuted. I like it when you do those.
I'm curious about that one.
Okay, challenged.
I would
Correction
also be
challenged.
so surprised if they brought not that. Running on the, judging by the pedigree of that studio,
Yes.
what we really remember that game as nailing,
And then bring a CG.
showing up after a console announcement with the CG trailer, and that's it. That'd be strange.
Yeah.
But it's happened before.
And then obviously the reveal, the console reveal trailer CG. We're not talking about that thing. Master Chief.
Oh,
and the
sure, yeah,
mountains
yeah.
and
Going
the
through the-
soccer.
yeah.
Yep. Last correction. I don't even know what this is referring to. I just liked reading it. There are 5 foretellers, not 3. Envy, Gula, Ira, Aced, and Ava.
We're talking about Kingdom Hearts. When did we say 3? I don't remember that.
But those are Kingdom Hearts characters?
Yeah, those are the Guardians I think they were talking about, right? We were talking about the ones
with
that
the animal faces.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, there's 5 of them. And correction music, please. But I thought there's way more than 5.
Are you just gonna stay quiet during all this, Damiani?
I don't remember us ever saying there was an amount.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
remember that either.
All right.
Yeah.
So whatever the case, I love reading a correction like that.
Okay.
Is it Aced? Did I pronounce it, or is it
I don't
Aced?
remember, dude.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
That should be a future game, is going back to old podcasts, pulling out random corrections, and we have to guess what the hell they're talking about.
Yes, I love that.
Corrections from 3 years ago. Like,
This is our final week of Santa's video game advisory board. He doesn't have a lot of time left.
oh yeah.
Just a few more days just to put these games out. Basically, what Santa does, he forwards us some wishes he receives, and he doesn't know a lot about video games.
Right.
He messes stuff up a lot, so he's trusting us, the Easy Allies, to determine whether or not this game should exist. Dear Santa, I want a stealth game with the presentation and gameplay of Hitman, but you play as a fan at different sporting events, trying to get onto the field to meet your sports heroes. Thanks, Joe from Jersey.
Oh no. Safely.
Nobody said safely. I
Yeah.
didn't read safely.
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't read that.
I thought it was going to go a different direction. But
Yeah.
I thought it was like...
You want this to have the vibe of like that. What's that commercial where the guy throws the jersey to the kid from like the 70s or the 80s or something?
Yeah.
You want it to have that vibe, but sadly, Yeah.
Yeah.
These are not the best
I
types
thought
of
this was about
fans.
like sneaking into venues. Like I couldn't get a ticket, so now it's time to sneak in and get like a seat.
It
It's like,
starts there.
Yeah.
That's the beginning of
That's
every mission.
like the beginning.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. This is promoting an unhealthy thing here.
Let me.
Fans shouldn't be storming fields like that to
I
try and
mean,
like
you
interrupt
shouldn't be an
games.
assassin
Yeah.
shooting people either.
Right.
But let me say, I feel like this idea is cool for like 2 or 3 levels max.
Okay.
because it'll feel too much the same going to another stadium. The reason Hitman is a thing that helps Hitman is how much diversity there is in the environments you explore.
Right.
This could work for like a $10, $15 game.
Sure.
You know what this reminds me of?
Yeah.
This is Ace Ventura. This is that montage where he checks the rings.
Oh god.
You know?
Oh,
So what if it's
all I
that?
remember is the urinal one, and he gets hit in the face.
There's
and he
one
goes
the
in
track
there.
when he's running around the track.
There's one guy's running around the
uses
track. He
chloroform.
finally chloroforms him. There's one where he puts the hand in the mailbox and looks at his hand in the mailbox. So maybe that's it. It's not just sporting events. It's like you have to follow these guys throughout their daily lives, which again is just the worst idea ever.
They could be fictional sports heroes, I guess.
Oh, that makes it
Like, it
better.
could be like, in like a weird
This
sport.
feels like this would be a
Football.
side quest in like GTA 6 or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like a crazy
Yeah,
quest
yeah,
you would
yeah,
do. Yeah.
Okay, so we're telling Santa, do it, but not big budget.
Smaller
Low-
scale.
Low budget.
Yeah, don't spend
low
too much
budget.
on
like,
this, Santa.
Like Sneak
Yeah.
King's budget.
Three levels, but lots of replay value.
Great. Santa, good luck with everything that's coming up Christmas. Glad we could help.
Shout out.
Shout out to Santa?
Shout out to Santa.
Sure, shout out to
it's a
Santa.
tough month.
And just to be clear, that's not one of the shout outs you pay for. Santa did not pay for that shout out.
Does Santa get excited because it's December, or is he like, oh, here we go?
Are you kidding me?
You know, it's like our anniversary. Like I'm excited when when it's our birthday for Easy Allies, but it's also a very stressful time.
Santa lives for December.
Yeah. He's not like a big January guy. He doesn't kick back.
He loves January too.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But he wouldn't be doing this if he didn't have a passion for it.
I wonder if he's feeling the
I
crunch.
don't know. What if he's
though.
locked in, He's trapped.
Yeah.
He could stop any. Like, it's not his job. He could
But
stop
then he
whenever
would let
wants.
down so many kids, and he feels the pressure. He
I think
needs
about
a
Santa lore a
replacement.
lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think there was what he could do is have a new Santa, someone that's just as the new? It's like a title now. You're known as Santa. The other Santa can retire and fade.
I think he just doesn't trust anybody.
That's a problem. He
I
needs
think
to
the
find a
thing is,
replacement.
he doesn't
It's
trust
It's like
Yeah.
Kojima when
Same
he's trying to find a
reindeer, same
replacement.
elves.
Yeah, you got to find the replacement. That's
And
gonna
you
be one of
can't.
the hardest job recruitments to fulfill right there.
Yes.
I heard Rudolph the other day, and I thought about that. I was like, "Are we still singing about this guy? Can we not get really? We can't get a Comet song. We can't get Dasher. Doesn't deserve any cred. It's literally just
normal
Rudolph every
reindeer,
year
though,
again.
Jones.
Well, Rudolph's
It's a cool
one-time
story.
thing.
You know, I was proud of him. It's one night, one Christmas out of
Rudolph-
hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of Christmases.
Rudolph is like Rudy.
Is it?
Yeah.
Rudy's an underdog. Story.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get out of here, you freak. And he's like, well, now the freak is the hero, aren't I? Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah. We got some news. Believe it or not, there should be no news for the rest of this month after the Game Awards and beginning of New Year. There's going to be no news. We got some news somehow. Out of nowhere, PlayStation announced a new add-on for the DualShock 4 controller. It is called the DualShock 4 back button attachment.
Sexy name.
Panel, the audience is driving right now. How do we describe what this attachment is?
It's a diaper.
It looks like those mouth breather pieces in movies they put into their mouth so they can dive in water and breathe.
Specifically from episode 1.
Yeah, it looks
Yes.
like they attached one of those to
Yes.
the back of the controller.
Yes. You're so right, because it is, it's a circle and then just two tubes
Yeah.
coming out of each side. Yeah. It is just that. You slam it into the bottom of the controller, which is where it charges. The audio jack does continue out, but the charger does not. So to charge this thing, you'll have to remove it every time to charge your controller. Which, by the way, I'm charging a controller a day, basically. Got 2 PS4 controllers.
Yeah.
One charges.
You swap them in and out. You always have one plugged into the PS4, and then you just when one dies, you swap out to the
Is
other
that
one.
abnormal? I just feel like, man,
A lot
it's
of people
just
do that.
it's like one a day at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
they're always running low.
Okay.
I play on my computer screen, so I just plug it into a USB port on my computer, so it stays charged.
And
Nice.
apropos of nothing, but I've lost a lot of DualShocks in this gen. I've had a lot of DualShocks go bad.
Tell me how many. What's
wow.
going on?
I think about maybe 4 or 5, which is crazy for a gen, man. Like I still the end of the N64, my GoldenEye controller was spotty, but it functioned.
Yeah.
Whereas like I've just had them just straight up not work, or just
Rubber.
those DualShock just not. My thumbs are just not digging getting in contact with those analog sticks anymore, or like one of them was just the squeak, the R2.
Oh yeah, for sure, dude.
That hurts.
So
Yeah, it was definitely
not,
weird.
you know.
The rubber wore off of the first generation of these controllers. So weird.
no shots at Sony. Like in a way, it's like it makes me feel good. It's like yeah, that's right, high
No.
performance.
Shots at Sony.
Want to run them through the ringer.
No,
I feel like one of those bots, that they have at the that just press the buttons like all day. It's like I'm not too far from one of those machines.
PS3 controllers are hard to get new these days.
Of course, yeah.
And like my old PS3 controller's still chugging, but I'm like, man,
Yeah,
if you break,
mine's rough, dude.
it's gonna be so much to
It
replace
works,
you.
but
Anyway, back to this weird add-on. So what it does, it didn't even explain the purpose to you yet. Sorry about that, audience. You shove it into the bottom of your controller, and it gives you access to 2 buttons on the back of your gamepad. Basically, they're paddles more than buttons, I would say. One left, one right. You program on an LED screen what those buttons will be. So they're not 2 new buttons. They are L3 or square or
yeah, you can map it.
whatever you want it to be. Yep. And you can map 3 different settings, but you can change them all on the fly and just it's weird. It's weird there's an LED screen on this thing. Firstly.
That you don't see.
Yeah. But it very clearly tells you what each paddle is functioning as at that moment. Panel, why?
I guess
controller, right?
I guess enough people just have a demand where they don't want to take their hands off both analog sticks when they're playing with some things.
Sure.
That's about it.
They had that demand years ago.
Well, now they're doing something about it.
Why now?
They're probably experimenting for PS5. Like, I don't think PS5 will have this built in, maybe necessarily, but it might have it available from the start if it
Gotcha.
catches on.
Yeah.
I was just trying to think of games that would take advantage of this. Maybe like racing games,
Every
because
game.
a platformer
That you would want
I don't
to,
like.
yeah.
I don't care about taking my hand. Like, I don't have that problem when I'm playing some
It's
games.
most important for platformers. So just to let you in, that we're a little bit into this discussion. Damiani already told me he doesn't understand the purpose of this thing.
Well, I need to have.
explains
I
why
need
I
to have a
cut to
tangible
frustration.
example. I need to have
Okay,
hands-on
okay.
playing it to see the
Yes.
difference between the two.
So you're hopping
Because
around.
it's I
in a
get
3D
that it's
adventure
taking
game?
it's taking away the need to, when you're like, have your thumbs on each analog stick or
Yeah.
D-pad analog stick.
Yeah.
But there are points where like I don't need to use the right analog stick in like a platformer. I lined up the camera and stuff. I'm making the jump. I don't have to worry about that.
But what if you didn't have to worry about
But
that?
then now if like I'm trying to do triggers and this, and then I use the paddles, like I'm worried now I'm gonna like drift on my analog because I just need to try it.
Okay,
I just need
sure.
to try it.
And
Like
we all
I,
do.
I,
Yeah,
like I
exactly.
can't. I feel like it seems like there will be very valid reasons to use it for certain games.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's gonna be applicable for every single game.
Yeah.
But I think it's gonna be a personal thing. Some people, it's a good thing in the end because it gives you more control options to choose from, which is always better for the player. Because I hate it when somebody doesn't give you the option to even just like reconfigure your buttons. This is like full blown, like not only can you do that, we're adding extra like buttons in different places, and you can map them out to how many versions you said, or how many options. Like,
You got 3 different predetermined settings, but yeah, obviously you can
yeah, like the
change it to whatever
different
you want it to
configurations
be.
you have.
Yeah.
That's just good. That part's good. I just need to try it out to like grasp, how it improves things.
So this thing will be $30. Comes out January 23rd, 2020. Jones, you mentioned the Elite controller. Does this product make Sony look cheap?
Cheap?
Yes.
No, I think the exact opposite.
Huh.
Because this is not a necessity. This is just like, hey, try this.
The Elite
Like,
controller is
oh,
not a
thanks.
necessity,
Right, same thing.
but the
And
Elite
that's
controller
what-
is much cooler, is it not?
Yes, but I think it's like Sony's way of doing what Microsoft is doing, but not doing what Microsoft is doing, like having their own interesting spin on it. And so, but it does seem like something that I think Microsoft has done a lot this gen. Game Pass, getting those custom controllers, like other things you don't necessarily quote unquote need as a consumer, but are fun if this is your primary console, if you're just a massive fan of the system, if you are like, incredibly into a specific genre of games and you need those extra buttons, then here you go, try that out. But it's not like, I don't think this is a type of product where it's like, no, try it out, you'll like it. It's like, no, just if this will help you tailor your gameplay experience more to if you play shooters, if you play racing games, if you need this for platforming games, if you don't necessarily need it for games that have a lot of different button combinations, just like I just want that on the back there. One thing that I can think of is I've never been a big fan of clicking the analog sticks. It's just never been
Yeah.
something I like look forward to doing.
Yeah.
So like I could see mapping that to the back of just like, yeah, I just don't want to have to. Isn't it Fallen Order? Isn't that like opening chests? Isn't it the click?
Yes.
Yeah, I
R3.
think so.
I kind of like it because to me, opening a chest is kind of has that kind of like vibe to it. But like the souls targeting people, that took a long time for me to like enjoy that. To
Yeah.
adapt that into my brain of just like I want to attack that guy. I just think it would be a different thing. It's like an interesting litmus test of just kind of what people play it for. If I was at Sony, I would have, once you open that box up, like first note is like, let us know what game you used this on, or I wonder if there's a way for them to track what games are they using. Yeah, yeah. There's a self-addressed envelope. But like, I'd be curious to track like how many people buy it, what games they're playing it with, if there's a way to track that, what buttons that they're adapting, and then they can pass that information on to developers and be like, hey, it turns out this shooter, Call of Duty, is like, man, they're mad for it. And so, maybe, put more customization into your game with controllers or whatnot.
I do believe the sell is to competitive players. More Damiani.
Absolutely.
Same with Elite, yeah.
It'd be nice for third-person platformers, but that's not the sell.
I thought,
Exactly.
I was envisioning shooting games and racers
Yeah.
probably are going to be like the number one most use. This will get the most use out of.
Yeah, like this for Fortnite will help you. This for Call of Duty will help you. But I mean, it is not. It's funny to me. I guess we wonder this entire generation since the announcement of the Elite controller why Sony doesn't do the same thing. Why they don't have this extra premium, extra expensive controller. And so this is maybe this is just to feel things out. To Brad, as you say, just like, are people do they want paddles on the back? But yeah, it's such a strange product where I agree with the panel is that this is the right time to announce it. Hey, late December. Buy it if you want in January. This is not a big announcement. It's not a big deal. Yeah.
And that's just so Sony to me. That's just their whole attitude about everything with PS4 and PS5. It's just this kind of ivory tower, like, like we'll announce a console later. We talked with Wired for a second. It's like, oh, that Elite controller. There you go. I don't. It's bizarre. Whereas Microsoft is having to realize, like, okay, we don't. I mean, they're getting there. That Hellblade announcement was something. I mean, that's definitely kind of on par with what Sony's been doing this whole gen. And Microsoft knew they didn't have the exclusives. They knew they didn't have the sales of the console. So they're like, what can we do that'll just make people happy and not necessarily like move a ton of consoles, or those Elite controllers aren't necessarily flying off the shelves, but people who are Xbox fans will love Xbox even more. Just love the brand. Know that we're looking out for them. We'll keep them. Don't go anywhere. Stick around for next gen. It's gonna be really exciting. Get that Game Pass now because, man, even if our launch lineup's a little spotty, when Xbox Series X happens, got to get used to saying that name. You'll still have all these other games, available, whether they're playable on the system or not. Who knows? But yeah. So it just seems kind of like it's interesting to see the opposite, to see Sony kind of double back around and be like, "What's Microsoft doing? Oh, we can do that."
Yeah.
But our own way.
State of Play was last week. I have to believe this thing could have been announced during State of Play, and I have to think it was intentional not to. I think it has to be just like, yeah, you know what? Just let it be its own weird little thing.
That would be unprecedented that State of Play talks about hardware at all.
Sure.
They haven't done any like.
I mean, we've had 3 or 4 of those,
But they haven't talked about like, controllers, new color controllers or something. That's not really like a State of Play thing.
Didn't they?
I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Please correct that.
Feels like a PS4
Microsoft definitely talks
announcement.
about new colors and stuff.
They
during their
love
Inside
to. Oh, boy, do they
Xbox
love
stuff,
to,
but
yeah.
I don't know about State of Play.
Sure.
Yeah.
I did want to talk about something I missed last week as I was putting the podcast together. Totally forgot about an announcement that happened earlier on in the week. That was a pretty big deal. Resident Evil 3 officially announced. Because we had it rumored, we had it solidified so much leading up to it, I kind of like forgot about it by the
I
end
missed
of the
last week and I'm here for this.
Yes.
Nice.
So Jonesy,
Yeah.
Resident Evil 3 coming April 3rd, 2020.
Yeah.
This is funny. This was a funny thing because of the conversations we had on this podcast. When Project Resistance was announced, it's like, okay, buddies, are you going to charge for this? Oh, you're doing a multiplayer only Resident Evil game? Okay. $20 at most. I don't know what the purpose of this is. Why would they do this when they just had Resident Evil 2? Why would they make this a game? Resident Evil 3 announced. We had this discussion on this podcast. Is it enough? Can you just put out RE3 and charge $60 for it? It probably needs something more. It needs something special. Turns out, Resident Evil 3 and Project Resistance are one and the same. You
got us.
Yeah, that is all part of Resident Evil 3. You get both of those games. There's a multiplayer mode of Resident Evil 3 announced ahead of Resident Evil 3. That's pretty cool.
Maybe in a bigger announcement, one of the protagonists is called Mike Sandwich. What's his first name?
Oh my
Oh
god.
yeah,
John Sandwich?
Something Sandwich, yeah.
John
for
Sandwich.
Resistance, Yeah. I was just like, oh, okay.
That's a reference. That's a
well,
nod.
but at the same time,
Yeah.
like, Resistance was silly, but also classic Resident Evil. I mean, like Resident Evil has. That's why we were also, shocked by. Oh boy, what is it called? The game. It got a sequel, but the game that I've never played that Huber and Ian love to death.
Oh,
Where they have
Deadly
the wristbands.
Premonition. No, the Resident Evil game. That's
Yes.
Revelations.
Revelations. Sorry.
We all expected that to be terrible because they're all terrible. You know, Dead Aim, you know,
Yes.
Survivor, like they had, you know, even Outbreak like had its own, you know, community, and I loved those games. You know, retroactively, I didn't play them at the time online, but I went back and played it with bots and was like, ooh, this is special. I would love if they go back to this. So like, I did have a soft spot in my heart for Resistance. I was like, Hubert and I are gonna play the crap out of this. This is gonna be great. But it did kind of fill in, and almost like looking back, like intentionally so, that they were like, people are going to dismiss this. We got him.
Yeah.
You know, like,
I fell into the trap big
how the
time,
hell is
clearly.
Capcom doing this, man? It's insane. It's insane. I mean, it's especially at the end of the year, at the end of the gen, looking back, it's remarkable what that company has done on all fronts.
Yeah.
You know.
And I had to imagine when it leaked, they were probably so bummed. Or RE3 leaked. They were probably like, oh, people know what Project Resistance is now. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? No, I did not.
None of us.
I did not. It was right in front of my eyes. I was stating they needed something extra, and I did not even see it. So dumb.
We knew it was going to be in the state of play. They played the sound effects at the beginning, and then we
Yeah.
were still just like, you know, blind going into that Resistance trailer, and then ta-da. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Damiani?
And RE3 looks so good.
Yeah. Huber was telling me something about new Project Resistance news that you could play as different commanders or whatever.
Annette Birkin's one.
Yeah, so it sounds like they're finally announcing, even like besides like the sandwich character, some like really cool details are finally coming out now that they've had their coming out party with this, saying, "Hey, we're part of Resident Evil 3 remake. Take that, doubters!" Like, oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, doubted you, Capcom. It's cool. But now it opens up the possibility. Like they've only shown that one environment or kind of similar environment, but now it's like, will they actually go to other environments? Will they go to classic environments like the Raccoon City PD? Will they go to the city areas and stuff? It's like, woo, here we go. They probably are going to do all this, and it's going to be awesome. And it's going to be something worth playing. And now the fact that it's part of RE3, I should never have doubted them.
Yeah.
I feel bad. I feel bad.
Monster Hunter and Resident Evil 7 had crazy updates, nonstop, all awesome, or maybe not necessarily all awesome, but interesting and varied, so I wouldn't be surprised if they drop some more fun commanders or maps and stuff down the road.
Was
Just that HUD.
The RE4
Man,
castle. How cool.
The Resistance HUD is just out of control, man.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. What do you mean?
The timer at the top of the screen is shrink that thing by 20, make that 25%.
They want to increase your stress.
Good boy. Massive HUD.
Yeah.
It's part of the strategy.
Some tweaks they can make.
So, Brad, do you see this being an equal success to RE2?
Like selling wise?
Yes.
Yeah. I think it'd be equal or very close to it. People are riding high off RE2.
Yeah.
This is giving them more what they want.
I think it being a whole package helps it a ton. I think it helps its chances so much.
But the thing I'm not necessarily worried about, just thinking about is people won't even play the multiplayer, and they'll just play 3,
Sure.
and 3 is just one campaign, and they're like, I don't even care, man.
Yeah.
I don't even care about this multiplayer.
Yeah, I could see some people asking for other modes.
Yeah,
basically like a
Because
mercenaries
Mercenary
mode or
mode
something
came
like that.
from 3 originally.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I wonder if they'll do that.
Yeah, if it's missing something like that, but they got Project Resistance, will Project Resistance be enough to
Yeah.
say, hey, forget about that. It's not that big of a deal. This is much better. Or people are like, I'm not interested in this. Where's my Merc mode?
I do wonder that. RE2 had a bunch of DLC for it, and I wonder if all of that will be funneled into Resistance instead.
I've been thinking about that a lot. I don't think there's any way 3 can match 2 with sales, but it'll come close. It'll do very well.
Yeah.
I don't think Capcom's gonna, be bummed about it or disappointed or, it's gonna, be far below their expectations. But it's just for so many reasons. I think most of all for me is just how surprising RE2 was. How when we first saw it, how gorgeous it was, and then how soon it was coming out, and then all of this is kind of filling the same. It's matching expectations, maybe exceeding them a little bit, but not as much as RE2 did. And just for how many years we waited and speculated and rumors and then to just bam finally happen and so soon and kick off the year and there's just so many just really electrifying things, and this one's just cool.
Yeah.
It just doesn't have the same kind of the heat
of course,
to it.
yeah.
Very, very different.
But I think over time, by the end of 2020 we'll look back and it'll be selling bonkers. It's just not at launch, right after Final Fantasy VII, right after.
Really close to Cyberpunk.
Really
Yeah.
close to Cyberpunk, right after Last of Us, or around the same time as Last of Us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we already know? Have we already seen Capcom's next big announcement and we just don't know it?
Are you talking about those trademarks?
Maybe we could talk about the trademarks. I'm talking about like how we had seen RE7 for months and months, and we were aware of it.
Yeah.
And we've seen
played
RE3.
it. We played RE7.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Is like Capcom's next game already out there? We're just like ignoring it.
Street Fighter 6 is already out there.
Yeah,
It's
it's
the Windows
somewhere.
5 update.
Yeah.
We talked. What we talked about that recently? I mean, Capcom kind of may have already inadvertently confirmed Street Fighter 6's timetable because of the Capcom Cup and Capcom Pro Tour rules change that are happening next year.
Filling everybody in.
Yeah,
about
fill
that.
me in.
So if Capcom Pro Tour, top 31 players qualify, and then there's like a tournament ahead of the final that or whatever, the 32nd player can win their chance in there. And then the winner of all that, the Capcom Pro Tour champion at the Capcom Cup, which just happened this past weekend, gets an automatic invite to next year's Capcom Cup, the championship already,
You don't need to get any
regardless of what
points.
they do during the season at any of the events. That's how it's been.
Yeah.
Except next year when it's being held in Paris, France, 2020, on the rules page, it says the winner of next year's Capcom Cup will not automatically qualify for the 2021 Capcom Cup. So they confirmed there will be a Pro Tour in 2021, but the winner will not qualify. And people are like, why? Oh, this happened once before. The last year that Street Fighter 4 was the Pro Tour game before they switched to Street Fighter 5.
Yes.
So people are assuming that might have confirmed Street Fighter 6 or another fighting game will be taking Street Fighter 5's place in 2021.
So that's an interesting, that little or another fighting game, because Capcom Cup is just Street Fighter.
Yeah.
It's nothing even outside of that. And so,
Because they refused to adopt Marvel.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I thought they
That's
had
kinda
at
why.
one point, and it turned
Yeah,
out
they just didn't adopt
it.
it.
It had its own series or something.
It
Yeah, was
straight
really
up
weird.
could be, if they got a new Marvel with Capcom or another Versus game, it absolutely would be more than Street Fighter.
But I do think it's very likely to think that it is Street
Street
Fighter
Fighter
6,
6.
2021.
Yeah.
Book it.
It's cool too because I just remember, as someone who's not into fighting games or especially not very good or into the Street Fighter community, I do remember like going to PSX and like having Ono, right? Is that the guy? Like having him come out on stage and be like, "Well, you know this announcement, but anyway, here's these fighters." It was just like one after the other. It was like, "No, we already data mined this. We already went in there and found all of this stuff." Capcom, you can't announce anything, and then like. Boom, RE7, out of nowhere, already played it. Boom, Resident Evil 2, we knew it was going to happen, but it looks way better. And when the trailer was playing, we weren't 100% sure what we were looking at the same time, even though the PlayStation's right there, you know? And then they got us again with RE3. And like, so it's even Monster Hunter World, which like a Monster Hunter coming to PlayStation 4 is like not that like, it's like if you could speculate it, if I could like tease you with that, it'd be like, oh, I heard rumors. It wouldn't be like, no, they're not going to do that. But still looking at World, like, wow, look at this game. It's incredible. Like they were putting so many resources into this. It almost kind of seems like, oh yeah, like fighting back a little bit from like, you leak it, fine, we don't care. You're still going to be surprised. Like
Yes.
you're still going to be surprised by how much we put into that. And so it's like, as someone who is not going to play Street Fighter 6, I cannot wait to see that first trailer. You know, reminds me of 4 back in the day when we first got that like paint, image of like, Ken and Ryu fighting and just like, whoa, what is this game gonna be?
Next gen, man.
You
It's
know,
gonna feel,
I think they are packaging, like there's one crew at Capcom obviously putting their heart and soul into that game. There's a whole other crew that's just like cooking up this crazy ad campaign.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting to see.
What's crazy is there's a crew. I feel downright foolish on this very podcast. I said that Street Fighter V was not going to add any new characters. And then I think they added in 4 or 5 cents. A new one is coming. Seth is coming back to the game. And so this game, Street Fighter V, has been supported much, much longer than I thought it would be. And so, yeah, I do think this is probably the last year of Street Fighter V. I've said it before.
Yeah.
This time I feel confident in that
Oh,
statement.
2020?
Yeah.
Did you see the way they announced Seth? Like the announcement they did at the
No,
end
all I saw was
with
the
Ono.
trailer. All I saw was
So
the trailer.
Kenny Omega is one of like the onstage announcers for it.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Really, really cool. And Ono comes out to do the announcment, and they do like a wrestling like thing.
super kick.
Yeah.
He kicked
Yeah,
Ono
he
in
takes
the
Ono.
neck.
He takes Blanca away, the Blanca toy away from Ono. And he's
Oh,
like,
that is so
he's
funny.
like, give him the announcement. And Ono's like, no. So he like super kicks Ono and knocks him out.
Kicks him in the neck, dude.
Yeah,
Literally like gets
like,
contact in the
yeah.
neck. It was actually really impressive. Like you can see like
That one was
his
sold.
foot landed right where he aimed it to.
Okay.
And Ono was like
Pro
did not
wrestler.
flinch.
Yeah.
He was just like, oh, like yeah, that was wild.
And then Ono comes back later, gets up and picks up a chair, and then really doesn't sell this. Like just taps Kenny Omega, and
Even though
Kenny
he knows
Omega
that Kenny
falls
can
over.
totally take it, but
Yeah.
is still just terrified.
I was like, oh.
And then what happened?
Oh, they did that. Well, they announced Seth. So Kenny got to announce the Seth trailer.
Yeah.
And then when they came back, Kenny Omega wanted to do the Shoryuken pose because like, I've always wanted to do this. And then Ono was like, nope, this is my thing. And then they kind of get up and shake hands. All right, let's just do it together and stuff. And then they do the Shoryuken pose.
Cool.
Yeah.
I want to tell a dumb E3 story. For the YouTube's E3 show, which I did a segment on, very stupid segment. I think it's still online. Anyway, I was getting makeup next to Kenny Omega. And what's cool is like he sits down and he's like, he just knows what he needs. So he's like, hey, can I just get some forget, like one makeup name like right here under my eyes and like one thing here. And like, he was just super nice guy. And then when he left, I said to the makeup artist, I said, hey, that guy's a professional wrestler. And she's like, really? Because he's just like, he was like such a like kind, cool sweetheart that she had no idea. I thought that was awesome.
That's awesome, yeah.
But he clearly knows how to do a leg drop to a neck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a high kick too.
A high kick to a
super
neck.
kick.
Gotcha.
Oh, yeah.
What is a super kick?
It's just like this. I don't know how to. I can't like
He
do
kicks
it.
really high.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Am
like
I in the air? Is my other foot off the ground?
No, he
Oh,
lands
okay.
his other
One foot.
feet and then like he
like
he
the karate
bends the
poster.
knee and then he
Literally.
extends out the leg. So it's like
Yeah.
it's like a closest thing is sweet chin music from
Yeah,
I would say.
It's just like wow.
Good to know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. And so that's just calculating your distance, right? That's just like
They probably practiced that
That's
quite a
nice.
bit.
Gorilla. Nailed it.
yeah. So Damiani, I was before we wrap that up. Are the trademarks? I never covered trademarks on the podcast. I feel like a lot of people renew trademarks.
Like the trademark stuff comes up with everything.
Yes.
I mean, the one that everyone's like getting excited about is Dino Crisis because
Right.
Capcom renewed or did something with trademark. Everyone's like, well, that's the next one. We're gonna get that. I mean, but as I said, it happens all the time. Square Enix just renewed a Nier trademark for original Nier. So people are like Nier Remastered's coming out, but sometimes it's just the usual comings and goings of business dealings with the company where they got to maintain things and update them and stuff. It doesn't
The one I'm
usually.
still salty over is Bully got re-trademarked a couple years back, and everyone was like, "Yeah!" And like, no,
But I think
nothing.
I believe in that one though. I believe in that.
Stop it.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, shoot.
why I would believe in this more than like a Bully or like a Nier is because
Right.
like Capcom's riding high. They like they've been giving fans and like the veterans what they wanted. Like, hey, we want these remakes and stuff. And like, hey, we're making them happen. Like
Yes.
anything's possible with Capcom. So I think they just want to keep riding that high as long as they can go. And Dino Crisis is like the one they're seeing people ask for.
I think, and it's natural too. I think
Yeah.
that's easier than picking up Mega Man Legends again or picking up, another fighting game again. It's easier to
And
make
I
that
think
transition.
these sell
I
better.
believe in Mega Man Legends.
Do you? No, you're being sarcastic, listeners. He does not believe in Mega
He
Man
has
Legends.
such a grin on his face.
Oh, okay.
This
Hey,
is the
dude,
part
I
of
believe it.
do
I believe
you?
it. Yeah, man.
Huber does.
Anything's. Mega Man came back in 11.
Yes.
I didn't think we'd see Mega Man.
Yeah.
For like at least for a long time. Mm-hmm. Came back.
Okay.
Anything's possible, baby. Think you'll get X first though.
Yes.
Then you'll get Legend.
X in 2020.
Sure. Yeah.
Yep. This is the part of podcast that would be podcast halftime, just for those who like to know. Look forward to
Look forward to the sponsors coming
yes.
back.
Look forward to the sponsors coming back.
People are on the edge of their seat
2020.
for those sponsors to return.
Yeah.
Do we trademark
To hear
those?
that basketball
leak that?
song again.
It's interesting. It's just looking at him, Jones, in that it's not going to be like the smooth Jones. It sounds like sponsors want natural Jones.
There's a difference?
Yes.
Oh no.
It sounds
I should
like-
probably be aware of what that difference
It
is.
sounds like sponsors want you to like just come from like your own personal experiences and things, and just like, and that's what I do. I hear that it's weird seeing it from the other side, from the sponsor side, because when you listen to podcasts, it's like people are always like, "Yeah, I did this one time." It's like, why are they talking about this? It's like, oh, the sponsors love it when you talk about stuff like that.
Yeah.
yeah. So cool.
Yeah. Cool. You got to get me undies, Cal.
I have to get MeUndies.
Yeah, it's okay. You know.
Just to be clear, MeUndies is a brand. Jones was not asking me to get him any undies.
Right.
Yeah.
You can get me undies.
Okay, Brad.
Take them.
I got you, dude. Okay, this next segment is, of course, what stuck up Damiani's craw. Every week on this podcast, something stuck up Damiani's craw. And then this week, Damiani, what do you got to say about Final Fantasy VII Remake pre-orders? What stuck up your craw this time?
Oh, it's stuck way up there. Whoa. It's actually not as bad as I thought, but it's still stupid.
Okay.
I mean, the literal thing you get from this pre-order bonus is not stupid, but the concept of this is what I find infuriating.
Okay.
So
what is
once again,
infuriating?
Final Fantasy VII Remake will be another one of the long line of games that will be doing multiple pre-order bonuses. You get a pre-order bonus depending on where you pre-order it from.
We've been dealing this for 8 years now.
Yeah, for 8 years now.
Maybe
I think it's
more.
one of your favorite things. I think we do like a pre-order bonus award at the end of the year, Kyle.
Easy Allies
It's
Go
gone
Geeks,
so out
yes.
of hand.
Yes.
Will it be returning?
Yes.
Oh, good tease. This one isn't so bad, but there's going to be a pre-order bonus for Final Fantasy VII Remake at GameStop, it appears. Something at Best Buy, but not as cool as everything else. And then the PlayStation Store.
Yes.
You buy digitally.
Let me fill everybody in on what these are.
Yeah, what are those, Kyle?
All right, so if you pre-order at GameStop, you're going to get an exclusive, serialized Shinra key card and collectible tin box. Actually, that's pretty cool. So I work at Shinra. This would be my key card.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's a pretty cool item.
Collectible item.
Yeah, like an in-universe item, though. That's what I like about
One
it.
of their most popular store items is the Final Fantasy VII Shinra business card holder from Square Enix store.
I've never heard of this. So this isn't coming from nowhere, is what you're
Before
saying.
Square Enix used to have like the store they have now.
Okay.
The old storefront used to be only imports from Japan. And,
statues
and
and
it was
things.
really took a while and it was really expensive. And the Shinra card holder was like one of their best sellers. It would always be sold out, and you have to get on the waiting list for it, and you finally get it. They brought it back. It's back on the waiting list again because so many people have like already bought it, and it's pretty much sold out.
Do you own one of these?
I have one, but like part of it's faded, so I'd love to get another one because it was from the original store.
Yeah.
But like it looked cool. It's like, yo, the Shinra logo.
Yes.
It's like one of the
Doesn't it look
coolest.
cooler that's faded though? It means it's
No,
more realistic.
it actually
it's in use, you know?
it looks.
Gotta have a new one for the remake, Jones.
Just like Midgard, it's advanced, but it's a
Yeah.
little rusty. You know.
I'll bring it in sometime. We can have everyone judge.
Sure.
Whether
Yeah,
it
I'll
looks better.
inspect
than
it. Judge the
that.
fate.
Yeah. Brad will make the final call on that.
Yes, please.
But yeah, like there's just something about Final Fantasy VII merchandise and like the Shinra Electric Power Company's logo that for some of us who grew up with it, it's like just awesome. It's cool.
Yes.
Having anything to do with that. Now having like a replica key card has nothing to do with like any advantage in the game, no in-game content.
Exactly.
But it's like, yo, this is going on a shelf somewhere and it's gonna be displayed because that is cooler than most 90% of pre-order bonuses out there.
I can't remember what room I was in back in the game trailers days, but I saw when Arkham Asylum came out, there was a key card from one of the guys at Arkham Asylum that was like his key card that he used at Arkham Asylum.
Cool.
And it was just like, it was on like Hoffman's like shelf or something. I was like, oh, and he was like, oh, you can take that. I'm like, you don't want this? And like, still got it. It's in my desk. It's just cool. It's just neat to, like when it's in the world, when it's something that they would actually use,
That's pretty fun.
Seeing it brought to life, to say what level keycard, because it's part of the, now getting too much spoilers, it's a part of a significant part of the game that will probably be in part 1 of the remake. And everyone knows about the original version, going to get all the different level key cards. So like it's a cool thing that is representative of something in game as well. That's like an important part of the gameplay. Kyle is sleuthing it up now.
I've never seen him that
Whoa.
close to his laptop. Wow.
Kyle is literally like face to face with
I
the
cannot
glass.
confirm what level the key card is,
Okay.
unfortunately.
Oh,
It does say
unfortunately.
staff on it.
Nice. Kyle's checking it again.
So you're gonna you're telling me this whole segment is just about you going to
I don't-
GameStop?
I have it. I pre-ordered this thing at Amazon when the generic listing went up
Sure.
back when it was announced.
Yeah.
But could easily cancel that and switch it to this just to like get that key card. Like Amazon, if Amazon has no special bonus pre-order thing, I'm switching it.
He's
to
taking
this.
his money elsewhere.
Damiani is
taking it
going to
Getting
GameStop.
getting that key card.
Wow.
Get that key card.
Will GameStop still exist when this game comes out?
Hopefully.
Okay. All right.
I mean, they have been closing a lot of stores
Right,
lately.
will they
and
still be kicking?
There have been rumors that they're shutting down.
In-game items though too.
Aren't those
For like the super intense edition.
Aren't those localized just to like which version of the game you buy?
have
They're
no
not
idea.
store exclusive, right? There's 3 versions
think
you can
maybe,
buy.
yeah.
And the best version I think is the most expensive one I think is the only one you get like
square-
the
it's only the square
carbuncle
suit.
summon. There's like a
Yes.
chocobo summon, a carbuncle summon.
A baby chocobo.
Yeah, but you can't get the carbuncle unless you buy like the really expensive one, which
Just
comes with the
imagine
cloud, full replica cloud on the motorcycle,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool too.
So this is GameStop has this. Has
Yes.
the
Just
card.
has the
Yes.
card.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
and you can get it online. I just imagine you ordering it online, and there's like a little checkbox at the bottom, like, "Is this up your craw?" And you just buy.
Just want to say it is
Just
up
for the
my
record,
craw.
it is. No on the mailing list. Yes, it's up my craw.
What was the other bonuses again? Did you say those?
Yeah, Best Buy was $10 off. It's
Oh.
like, what would you rather have, this card or $10?
A lot of people probably
They
want
should call it like the
$10 off.
Shinra discount.
Yes.
The Shinra employee discount.
discount.
Oh, that's
$10
too good,
is-
Jones.
yeah,
That's
yes.
too good.
And then the PlayStation stores, you get a theme.
I want that.
Which you
theme.
can't buy independently.
I know.
Oh.
Yet.
Kills me, dude.
Yeah, it might come available eventually.
Bunch of games do
Why
that
wouldn't
where
you?
you just can't.
You already have a Final Fantasy VII remake
But I
theme.
want that one too.
What do you think this one is?
It's Sephiroth.
That's the one.
Yeah.
That is the one.
Okay. Yep, you said enough, yeah. So, Brad, you're going to PlayStation Store. Damiani's
I
going to
don't
GameStop.
know what I'm doing yet.
Nah.
Jones, where are you pre-ordering?
Well, I'm not. I don't. Yeah.
Jones, figure it out.
What was the last game I pre-ordered? I don't. Oof.
You don't remember?
I don't
Shoot, I don't know if
pre-order
I do
Because
either.
it's digital. Like
Yeah.
most of us buy digital nowadays.
Even like digital, I'll pre-order sometimes, especially on Nintendo. Just
If
get
you
that
get
9 p.m.
something?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you know what it was? It was Hitman 2 because we got the sniper game.
Nice.
There you go.
I will trade that expensive Final Fantasy 15 Collector's Edition, the big box one,
Yeah.
for one of the Final Fantasy 7 remake ones.
Oh, do you think they'll let you just trade it in one for one?
I think the Final Fantasy 7 was like was more than that.
I
one
don't
was.
know.
It's like $400, dude.
Okay, that's more.
I don't think the Final Fantasy 15.
The 15
that.
was like
Yeah, it's expensive, dude.
one of my worst
I had it
purchases.
pre-order and I canceled it because I was like, I cannot spend this much money
Oh
on
yeah,
this,
the
dude.
7th I just had the
I
standard
was like,
edition
what am I gonna do?
pre-ordered.
This huge cloud statue. It's sick, but what am I gonna
Yeah.
like? We just the only thing we do is put it right on the table for something.
Yeah.
But it's like I'm not spending that much money on
Yeah,
that.
I don't dig statues usually like that.
If you got a house,
You got a house.
I mean, yeah, but I'd prefer either smaller trinket things that are cool, looking, like
Trinkets.
the key card.
yeah.
You know what? The best pre-order bonus was Wind Waker, where you
Oh,
got
obviously.
like all the Zelda games on the GameCube thing.
Yeah.
Master Quest.
The first ever U.S. availability of Ocarina of Time Master Quest. Get out of here.
So good.
yeah.
That's the thing. Like again, that's why I got Hitman. Like that game, like Star Fox 2. On
That is
on the SNES Classic. It's like, oh
thing,
man,
yeah.
I gotta get it.
Yep. It is now time for This Week in Joker news.
Oh, this is still going?
Yeah, Joker doesn't take Christmas off, man.
Okay. Yeah, he does.
This week, the Joker bought up all the Baby Yoda merch, and then he drew wrinkles on them with a paintbrush.
They already got wrinkles.
Yeah, he
on
has
them.
wrinkles.
He like drew
More wrinkles?
Yeah, like apparently he made it look like regular Yoda.
Oh,
He drew so many wrinkles that he made
Did
Baby
he glue
Yoda.
hair on it too?
Yeah, I guess so. Like, yeah, I guess
I mean,
like, deeper down.
You know,
yeah.
to be honest, you can just go buy a Yoda thing and like put a blanket on him, and you got Baby Yoda. You're good.
I think that might have been like the Joker's point. He's kind of twisted like this, John.
You're all fools.
yeah.
buying into the market.
I think that was the Joker's joke this time. I don't know, man. I think that's wrong because people obviously wanted that Baby Yoda merch.
Hey.
I can. That is actually very Joker. Not to like reinforce you with your stupid bit. But, like that's such a quintessential Joker moment of just like, can't you picture Joker like telling Batman
Yeah.
like, do you want these Baby Yodas? And Batman's like, what's Baby Yoda? And he's just like,
I
oh,
thought-
never mind, Batman.
you see those 1-inch ones?
No.
That was Joker's doing as well.
What is 1-inch what?
So
1-inch Baby Yoda?
people want so many Baby Yoda merchandise
Yes.
that the first one, the plushie one's not really a plush. So people got angry. He's like, "Oh, you want a more authentic one? Sure. Here is a set of 5 of them that are like 1-inch tall, but they're more accurate.
Is this real or Joker?
These are real.
This is a real thing I can go buy.
real thing you can buy.
5 1-inch tall Baby
They're
Yodas.
like different. Like one of them's like the drink pose. One of it is like in like the little thing, the floating carrying
Treating
thing.
it like Pikachu.
Yeah,
I've just never seen such an instance
they're so
of
small.
desperate, like this red alarm going off that we were not prepared for the merchandise.
Star
No,
Wars
no, no.
toys don't sell as well as they used to.
Yeah, and
know-
so like
so-
they didn't
Like,
even
we
know.
got something.
You are
Yeah.
not buying their explanation for why there was no merch.
Oh, what was their explanation?
Because they said the number one way things leak in the movie industry is merch.
Yeah.
They didn't
Oh.
they didn't want the child leaked ahead of time till fans got or
Fair enough. You know
people
what?
saw it.
Maybe I
as
do
soon
buy
as
that.
as soon as the episode aired, they greenlit. They go, okay, put in the order for the merch and start putting merch pre-orders up now.
It's so funny. I just watched Return of the Jedi last night, and it's so fun. I love Return so much, and I love that everybody hated the Ewoks because it's just like, these are for kids, these little teddy bears. I don't want this stuff. And it's like there's like a cuteness arms race going on in Star Wars right now. It was like BB-8, and then it was
Porgs?
and then it was Porgs, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
BD1 came along. We all loved BD1. I still love BD1. I
Yeah,
don't know
dude,
what that
I love
BD1
BD1
merch is waiting. I don't know what they're waiting
All
on that.
sold out.
Yeah.
I need my BD1
It
backpack.
sells out. It's all
They
gone.
don't have it. There's no real BD1 anything.
I messed up, dude.
And then it was. I feel bad for this Rise of the Skywalker droid. I don't even know his name.
Oh,
the
yeah, I
one
don't
little
know.
one
I don't
wheelie
even-
guy.
Green thing?
He's like didn't even have a chance.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they are pushing
Baby
that
Yoda
toy
came along.
hard.
Right.
Step aside.
They were pushing that toy hard on the Disney shop.
Yeah.
I was really annoyed.
Oh, the new droid.
Because I was trying to find BB-8 stuff, and it's like they're pushing that droid. I'm like, that is not the droid I'm looking for.
Nice, Damiani. It's now time for love and respect.
Love and respect.
You know what? This one is more of a correction, but why not? Oh. It's also a follow-up, and you know I love follow-ups.
Oh.
This is from Default Option, who had a successful Dear Santa last week. Elnar, hey, allies. So I have a short follow-up for a Santa's Advisory game. Apparently, a week after I wrote this question, the new Modern Warfare got a game mode announced called Crank. That is a team deathmatch where you have 30 seconds to get a kill or you explode. Not exactly the same, but similar enough. It comes out on December 18th. Apparently they had it in Call of Duty Ghosts 2. Sorry, Santa, no regifts. Cool.
And you know what the name comes from?
The movie Crank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just hoping people remember that. Excellent. And Crank too.
Yeah.
I've never seen either of them, but
Bruce Willis. Hey, allies, I have a question. Who is Geoff Keighley? I know he's a founder of the Game Awards, and he gets mentioned sometimes on this podcast or by the allies, but beyond that, I have no idea who he is. How do you all know him?
feels good.
Who does he work for?
Is this a bit?
Who sent you?
Who
sent you?
I don't think this is no.
Who works for him?
It's fair, yeah.
What is his job title? His name comes up often enough that I know he's a big name in the industry, but I just don't know what he's done to get such a big name, LNR Dan. That's the thing, is I actually get it.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, I get that that's true of gaming. You know, it's like you make fun of me all the time because I think you have your ear to the ground a little bit more with esports people, and like when they gave out that award at Game Awards, I was like, wow, I don't. I think maybe I've heard some of these names.
Oh,
but I
nominees,
certainly
you mean?
don't
Yeah.
follow some of these people, and like that's what's funny about this industry. It is a small industry, but there are still just massive. You know, like. Is Lineage 2 still online? There's so many things. There's so many communities. Like, you know, or like even EVE Online is something that like I love from afar, but like I'm not in that community. I don't know the big players. I don't know the names of the factions. Like I don't know when the next update's happening. So it's like a big biz and a small biz. So I'm not surprised. That's also kind of the mystique of Keighley.
Yeah.
Is that it's like who is this guy?
Brad,
Yeah.
who is Geoff Keighley?
I don't know Geoff Keighley like you guys did. I never really worked with him ever.
Oh, right.
So I believe originally he was like a journalist. I just remember like the things he did with Valve way back in the day with like Half-Life and stuff. That's where I remember him from.
Yeah.
Then I remember him as like just kind of the host of Bonus Round, just some kind of guy to me that just loved video games and just kind of worked up the ladder with it all. So, but yeah, I don't know Geoff as well as you guys do.
The craziest thing about Keighley is Keighley has so much. Well, there's lots of crazy things. Maybe this might not be the craziest.
Yeah.
But this always cracks me up. Keighley has a YouTube channel.
Yes.
Do you know what Keighley's YouTube channel is
didn't know he
called?
had a
Yep,
YouTube channel?
I know.
What's it called?
Game Slice?
Game Slice.
Yes.
Game Slice?
That's like his brand.
Slice
That's
of
like
life?
his,
I've never heard of this.
I know. And so like, he posts up, he'll post like, Game Awards stuff and like just fun videos like up on there. And like, I think we have more subs than Game Slice. And yet this guy has more connections basically than anyone that does not directly work for a game publisher or developer. He's the most connected human being in this industry, period. But he kind of he doesn't work for anybody. He works for himself.
Right.
And so he produces his own stuff. And like that's what's special about the Game Awards is that like that was like the prequels, man. That just came directly out of his pocket because he believed in it and he knew he had the connections to pull it off. So when you see that advisory board, like none of those people are reluctantly like, all right, I'll be on your advisory board. They're all like, oh, great. Yeah. Like he can, call up like the head of Activision, the head of Blizzard, the head of Square Enix, and they're like, oh, hi, Geoff. Like they know him. Keighley's first job though, writing instruction manuals.
Cool.
Look at this guy with his Keighley trivia.
Love it.
That is
I would love to
sick.
go back and like read some of those. I want to say some of those were like Battlefront might have been one. I remember he might have like had an in with Pandemic or Lucas.
Wow.
Back in the day.
Sick.
Yeah, and then just did a lot of documentary stuff. And that's the thing about Kojima is like this is not a new thing. Like when Metal Gear Solid 1 launched, like he was like making documentaries with Kojima. And the guy just is like loves games, loves the industry, but loves the people in this industry, specifically the executives, the people that make these hard decisions. You know, people like Reggie. That's why he just could not stop talking about Reggie at the Game Awards. And you're like, oh, okay. Like, we don't even know what he's here to talk about or really what Reggie's up to nowadays beyond just like making speeches at colleges and stuff. But he's just so tied in.
I think he's a full-on professor, Reggie.
Good for Reggie.
Yeah, Cornell, man.
Sick.
But yeah, and specifically with us, Keighley, as Brad mentioned, hosted Bonus Round. Was one of the first like shows we really got up and running at Game Trailers past doing reviews and stuff. Like he came in and was, we want to get, a panel show. And so like that was him really bringing in like all of those names and stuff. And the Bonus Round never earned. It was never like a big show for us. It was just like, it was the Keighley show. It was for him to come in and throw these things out there and get like interesting conversations going. And so like a lot of people that I bump into, like Andy McNamara from Game Informer's one, where he's a classic Bonus Round, panelist. And like that's how I met Andy. And he was just like, oh yeah, I remember Bonus Round a lot. And like, has fond memories. That was his connection to Game Trailers. But like none of those discussions ever like trended. That was never, it was not like, Kotaku or Polygon, where it was like, whoa, did you hear what happened on Bonus Round?
Right.
But he stuck with it for a long time.
Yeah.
And I think it was really when, Viacom and then later Defy Media like put that pressure on of like, this puppy's got to earn if we're going to keep it around.
Yes.
But he was the head of Game Trailers for a little bit.
So
about half a year.
You might have to fill me in on some Keighley gaps I have, Jones. So GTTV was the TV show.
Yes.
On Spike,
Correct.
which is a cable network that
Was a
no
cable
longer
network, yeah.
exists.
Oh, I remember
Yes.
that now.
Yep.
So that was the combination, I feel like, of two shows. So Daniel Kaiser and Amanda McKay,
Yeah.
they came from a separate show that was not called GTTV. What was that show?
GT Weekly.
GT Weekly. Got it.
Excuse
And
me?
then so Keighley comes in
Yeah.
and hosts GTTV, and those two become co-hosts of his show.
Right.
What was that about?
Keighley used to have I think I've told this story on the podcast before, but we just going back, I remember.
Oh, I love this stuff.
Going to New York to meet with MTV Networks because there's so many brands that came and went. Technically, Game Trailers was acquired by MTV Networks, but MTV Networks obviously was under the Viacom umbrellas. We were technically purchased with Viacom money, but it was through people at MTV that found us, that scouted us, and that called us out.
Oh, even further back, Brandon Jones was a co-founder of GameTrailers.com.
Right. So
right.
it was me and my buddy Jeff. We went out
Yes.
to New York with John Slusser, who was instrumental in GT Weekly. That was his baby.
Got
he
it.
like wanted to have a weekly show, and he was like, "You want to work on this with me?" And I was like, "No,
The Slusser
I'm
guy?
gonna do reviews."
That Slusser?
That's Slusser.
That's Slusser's brother. That's Slusser's
Oh,
brother.
okay.
Yes.
Oh, not Rob. Yeah,
Cool.
his
Rob
brother
Slusser
Rob
is named
Slusser
after-
was
yeah.
man.
Cool.
Yes.
It's all coming together. Again, it's
Yes.
a small industry. It's all
Yeah.
coming together. And we went to New York, and when we were there in New York, in our hotel room, Gamehead premiered.
Gamehead.
And
Thank you,
Gamehead
Jones.
was on
G4.
G4?
Yes.
Okay.
G4.
And the G in Gamehead had the same number of boxes as the G in Game Trailers, and it blew our minds. And I remember Slusser watching Gamehead and being like, "Who's this Keighley guy?" And we're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you know Keighley? Yeah, Keighley's been. He's friends with all the people." And he was like, "I'm gonna get this guy." And I think Slusser like reached out and was like, "Hey, come on in. Let's do GTTV together." So it was kind of like but the Gamehead seems like a weird, almost like risque, title for a game show or a video game show. But the idea around it was that Keighley was the Gamehead. That he was he's got all these stories and all these partnerships and all these relationships. Take a step inside the brain of Geoff Keighley on Gamehead.
I would love to watch this show.
And so, yeah, I mean, I would highly doubt it exists anymore. Maybe there's some bootleg
Yeah.
clips you can find on the
But
internet.
I'm sorry, you witnessed Slusser saying, "I need Keighley"?
Yeah, like in a hotel room watching the premiere of Game. We were all watching it like, okay, what do you got? It was like in the early days of Game Trailers, we were very antagonistic toward IGN, toward GameSpot,
Sure.
toward
Yeah.
all these websites. Like, that's how you do reviews? All right. It was the same kind of thing. And it was like, hey, if you can't beat them, join them. And especially if we were going to be, switching over to Viacom, he was like, ooh, let's get a hold of this guy. And I think it might have been like a half a year before he came in, then did Bonus Round, and then started GTTV.
So GT Weekly was never on TV.
GT Weekly was never on TV. It was just exclusive to GameTrailers.com. And GTTV solved one of the major long-standing issues throughout the life of Game Trailers, that it was one of my biggest regrets. If we went back to 2002 and we founded Game Trailers, I would have created GameTrailers.com, made that just an aggregate website, and then made something else like called Easy Allies, and made that the thing that reviewed games and had a podcast and did other stuff. Because the name Game Trailers pissed everyone off. Like, they hated it because they were like, Game Trailers is a thing. Who are you? And we're like, oh, we're Game Trailers. I know, GT for short. And they were like, oh, GT. Okay, that we can do something with. And we're like, what? And so it just never made sense to us because we were just like film majors. We just like didn't get, we didn't get the game like Keighley does.
Right.
And so when we had a show called GTTV, like, all of a sudden, people were interested. All of a sudden, they're well, I want to get on that TV thing you got.
Right.
It's like, okay.
That was my
on this
entry
weird
point to all
Spike
this.
network, and like, all right, that's.
I was an employee of GTTV.
Right.
Is where I got into all this stuff. I was a production assistant on that show.
Here we are today.
Yeah.
We did it.
Yeah.
It came full circle.
Right. Well, no, sorry. So that was like, this is Keighley origin. So, because this is why I think he gets to do the Game Awards, because he creates this connection with Spike TV through GTTV, and then they do the VGAs on Spike.
Right. Which people still call the Game Awards the VGAs.
Yes. Yeah.
I think it was Jacksepticeye was like, going to the VGAs tonight. It was like,
bummer,
really?
Yeah.
Five years later? Okay.
It is completely different. Yeah. But I do think that Keighley was able to leverage those connections he made from producing that show into creating the Game Awards. I don't think they would have happened without each other. And so really, making those horrible Spike shows is how he gets to make the shows that he wants to today. And really,
I claim no credit, nor will on behalf of anyone that worked at Game Trailers for giving anything to Keighley. Like that guy.
I think you should.
That guy. No, there's no way.
He'd be nothing without you.
That guy hustles so hard.
Well, that's the thing is so it's like, there's this guy who does the Game Awards once a year, and we see him again at E3, and then it's like, where does he go? You know what I mean? That's what it looks like. It's like, what is he doing for the rest of the, and so he is like a weird persona in the video games world.
But you can get a little taste of it, though, because he loves to talk about this. I can't remember what game it was. Where he's like, okay, so we got that new game that was announced, played it last week, it's coming along, it's great. And you're like, you did what now? And it's like, he will do that. He'll like be tweeting out, he's like, oh, stopped by some dev and hung out with them and played some game.
Yeah, wasn't it Half-Life Alex he played?
Yes.
Yeah, he is so good at keeping secrets. He's so good, and they trust him. And like, that's a rare thing. We just talked about Capcom leaks and stuff. It's a rare thing in this business that you can trust someone like that who knows everybody. He doesn't pick favorites. That's why when I mentioned a couple weeks back that Kojima, like all that exposure is Kojima asking for that exposure through Keighley, not necessarily Keighley being like, everyone step aside, here's my friend Kojima. You talked about Reggie nonstop. You talked about, Pitt, sold that Vin Diesel walking out on stage for, every single time they went to commercial. Stick around, because I worked real hard to get Vin Diesel on this stage. So when he goes away, that's what he's doing. He's traveling around the world.
I'm going to say he does pick favorites, though. He clearly likes Reggie more than the other presenters. He clearly likes Kojima. You know what I mean? Like, there's something a little more there.
I think he likes them because they show up.
Okay.
I think he wants to give them credit for showing up.
Sure.
Because I think a lot of people don't. Doug Bowser didn't go out on stage.
I mean, he was there, wasn't he?
He didn't.
But it's not like he was invited and said no.
How do you know?
I don't know. That one I actually do not know.
Like,
yes, yeah.
Nobody from Blizzard came out on stage. It's like there are some people in this industry that do that. Like Reggie, it's fascinating to watch Norman Reedus come out and be like, cue cards, here's the award. And this is like an actor, right? That's what's fascinating about actors, man. Yeah. Actors are so good. Like Norman Reedus is really, really good. Norman Reedus can make me weep.
Yeah.
But the guy can't read a teleprompter. Whereas like you have Reggie come out and Reggie just destroys it. It's
like
just
a different skill, I guess.
It's like I know he rehearsed this. I know he's reading a script, but I feel what he's saying. Like he has that, it's a skill that we try to develop here. We try to like talk about the things that are pertinent, be honest and transparent, but at the same time, there's stuff that we have planned for next year that we're not talking about. There's stuff that, still behind the scenes that we're working on in the same way. And like, it's an interesting kind of, mix. And you have some people that are better at that than others. And that's the people that Keighley, hey, get out on stage. Make this industry look good.
Yeah.
He loves doing that. I think that's like his best thing is that that's what pisses me off about so much about E3 just like slipping, the last couple years is that it's just like, we don't have many opportunities to just call out TV and comics and print and movies and everything and be like, look out, here comes games, you know, not just because of sales, not just because of stuff, but like, look at what we do, man. Look at, you know, I think legitimately like all of these shows, like the Golden Globes and the Oscars and Tonys and like everything that has less, even like the Super Bowl and stuff, like it has like less viewers every year or it has like a roller coaster ride. The Game Awards just more and more and more and more and more every year. And admittedly, a lot of people, like when that last announcement happens, they tune out. They don't even watch the Game of the Year get announced. They're just like, no, I'm here. Oh, Fast and Furious, I'm out. You know, but they watched, you know, Keighley gets it. So I'm happy that he's there. I'm happy that he's kind of the ambassador in a weird way of like explaining to other people. We've all been there. We've all, you know, had to explain our weird jobs to our families or friends or somebody else in this business. Every time I have to fill out like occupation, it's like, video maker, I guess, you know. So Keighley makes us look good.
Yeah. Content producer
That's
is
Geoff
what I go
Keighley.
with.
But he's also a mystery. If you're like, who was that masked man? It's like, that's
Oh, yeah.
Geoff Keighley riding off into the sunset. See you next year.
Yeah. What is he like? I have no idea. I want to play a game. Let me see if I can find a game for us. Okay. Yeah, we got a game really quick. Hi, guys. Here's a quick game I call What Comes First, where the panel chooses which of these events they think will happen before the others. Here we go. Number
this
one.
is a great Damiani game.
And this is good.
Oh, this is like
I love dates
future
with
stuff,
Damiani.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This is predictions.
Yeah.
Prediction.
Okay.
All right, which will come first? A game announcement from WB Montreal or Rocksteady?
WB Montreal.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Montreal too.
I'll pick Rocksteady.
Okay, well, I need Ys. We can't just shoot those out there.
Oh.
I mean, I feel like Montreal already jumped the gun a little bit.
They teased.
yeah,
Rocksteady is not teased.
nothing yet.
Yeah.
So like they got something
Yeah.
that they're willing to show at least soon.
Yes.
It's misdirection.
Could be.
I don't know why WB Montreal seems cross-gen to me.
Oh.
It just feels that way.
Okay.
I think that game's gonna be the overall kind of crowd pleaser, like more specifically comic focused. If it is Court of Owls, you know, so it's like it's just kind of like, you know, ties into a lot of stuff going on with, you know, at DC right now. Whereas like I think that we still have no idea even what that IP is, and I don't want to emotionally get tied to that Rocksteady game being a Batman anything.
Yes.
You know, as a matter of fact, I kind of, if I had to choose, I would like them to do something else. Cool. You know, it's fun. It's fun when you know Naughty Dog moved on to Uncharted. You know, it's fun when Sucker Punch moved on to Infamous. You know, it's like, so it's neat. Or you know, Ghost of Tsushima. So it's like I would love that if it was his own IP. Like, oh boy, that would be so exciting.
Did Arkham Origins come out after Arkham City? It did, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was between City and Night.
And that's Montreal as well, right? Arkham
Yes.
Origins. So it's kind of like their role in a sad way. It's like you wrap up this generation while we like start working on our next gen.
Yeah.
They haven't had anything for a while, right? That was their last
No?
game.
Yeah.
So
last game,
I
yeah.
it's been a
believe
long
so.
time.
Yeah. I could see it being cross-gen too. I'm with you. Rocksteady, I mean, WB Montreal, that's either going to be at these console reveal events we assume are happening early in the year or E3, but like it's just lock it in, right? We're going to see what that game is in 2020. Rocksteady, who knows?
I think it'll be on just any given Sunday. I think it's just going to be some random day.
Sure.
The trailer's going to come out.
Which will come first? Game reveal of Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2, Final Fantasy 16, or a new Kingdom Hearts? Which will come first?
Part 2.
Part 2, yeah.
Part 2.
What?
Yeah, dude.
They already said they're working on part 2 publicly. You've heard nothing about New Kingdom Hearts. I mean, you're talking about anything that's not DLC.
I've seen Yozora.
But it's still like you're talking about like beyond DLC. Like you're talking about Kingdom Hearts 4 or something
Yes.
with another numbered decimal point after it. Yeah. No, that'll be a while.
Well, because we're months away from 7 launching. So it's
We're
going to be
talking
in...
part 2?
Yeah, it's going to be in 7. There's going to be a part 2 tease in 7.
Oh my God, you wish.
Are you kidding me, man? When you finish that game, like coming soon.
I think Final
you know?
Fantasy 16 at this point has to also be next gen, or so they won't show anything off this year for it. I bet.
I feel like I don't know if they'll
yeah.
tease part 2.
I don't know,
at the end
John.
of
I'm
7.
willing to take this bet, I think.
I don't think they'll-
I've gotten way more 7 by this point than I thought we were going to get.
True.
So it's just I put it in that camp.
I don't know if they'll
Just
tease it
It's
at
going
the
to show
game.
up quicker than we are anticipating.
I bet by E3 or end of like by fall, some fall event, we see a part 2 teaser. Just like something from it.
I know it's
but-
got to be a shot.
Yeah.
One,
There's like another
shot.
a character who like one of the new playable characters who wasn't in part 1. We'll show
It could be
them
a close up
or
of
something.
Cloud's
Sid.
eyeball, and they just
Yeah.
say part 2.
Yeah.
Ah!
Fair enough.
Yeah. That's a good point.
This is an easy one. Game reveal of the next Witcher or Half-Life 3, which comes first?
Next Witcher.
Yeah, because
Yeah, don't play. Don't even play around. And also, I think next Witcher is
Siri.
in development right now, probably.
Probably, yeah.
Right?
They've
Like,
been working on
that's just-
Cyberpunk forever.
Yeah. I
It's
believe
probably in
they're.
pre-production.
There'll be
yeah.
seeds
Yeah.
of Witcher 4 in Cyberpunk. There'll be
Like-
some sign.
Oh, they-
there'll
don't
be
they love
some,
that?
There'll be some
Yes.
billboard that glitches out every like hour and 20 minutes.
Dude, I bet you'll see.
For
You
a
could
frame.
easily see Siri in Cyberpunk. She could show up in that game.
Yeah.
Because she like talks
Yeah, yeah.
about it in 3.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, sorry, I gotta go do a thing. Give me your gun." And then you're like, "Okay." And then ooh, and then Witcher 4 loads your Cyberpunk save, and so that gun you gave to Siri shows. Yes, yeah, okay,
She's got a Switch. Have you seen this console?
okay. Why not? A new Shin Megami Tensei 5 trailer or Persona 6 reveal.
I think you'll see Shin Megami Tensei
Sure.
5.
Oh, yeah, I'd go Shin Megami
I always lean
Tensei
on the one we
5.
know about.
Oh, sure. I mean, we've had 2 trailers for that game.
If it's the Persona track record, it's going to be a long
Yeah,
time.
Persona 6 is
6?
probably coming
Yeah,
out like
yeah.
a year or 2 into the new systems.
Yeah.
It's probably like 2 or 3
Persona
weeks.
6?
Yes.
Persona
6?
6, I feel like will come near the end of.
Yeah, it's like 2 or 3 years away minimum. I would
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
Because 5 overall worked out well.
Oh, yeah.
By
But
all
they're doing a
standards, right?
different game right now, or
So
next.
why rush it?
Like they did with Catherine, they did a game in between Persona 4 and 5.
Is that confirmed? They're doing a different.
Yeah,
thing?
it's like that medieval one. They showed the art for it.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
they'll do
okay.
that,
Yeah, we're
then
gonna-
they'll go to 6.
Yeah.
Sure, probably.
They'll make another dancing game.
Yeah,
I think they already did them. They did the dancing games already.
Yeah, we got a 3,
Gotta
4,
do
and
more.
5.
Yeah, count on it.
That'd be cool. Another fighting game. Nintendo Switch successor or PS5 or Xbox Series X Slim version.
Switch successor is
So now
a
we're talking
Switch
about
2,
powerful.
like-
Yeah, we're talking about the Switch 2. So we're not. I think we're not even talking about 2021. I feel like we're talking about 2022.
I
here.
know. I bet the Slims come first.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh.
Slims seem to come very soon after the release of
like a
the
year
new
and a half,
console. Yeah.
2 years.
My thinking is a Switch 2 will probably be 2 to 2.5 years after the launch
Consoles.
next year. So like 2022, the end of 22 to sometime 2023 would be my guess. So Slim, I would guess, would be like the latest 2022. So I think it'll either just slightly beat out Switch 2 by like a month or 2 or something, or it'll be a decent gap of like 6 to 18 months.
Well, that's tough because with the Series X weirdness of them being like they're like iPhones now. They're not necessarily
It
like
could- the Slim
classic
could come
Xbox.
really soon,
But
yeah.
what do we mean slim?
Yeah,
is
fair.
the S a slim? Is that the Xbox Slim? Is that the S?
It's a smaller
Lockhart?
version, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I
Lockhart-
mean the one we have now, the white Xbox.
The Xbox One
that's
S is slim,
One
yeah.
S.
Yeah.
That's a slim. Yeah, I think Xbox
Okay,
will
Yeah,
that's fair.
in like 2 months.
love it.
Yeah.
Will announce it.
they
You know,
love iterations.
Yeah. A perfect 10 from Easy Allies
Oop,
for
but
a Sonic game
okay.
or a sports game.
Wait. For
Well-
it's a perfect 10 for one of those games?
Yeah.
Sorry.
We don't really review sports games, so I'm going to
you
say Sonic no matter what.
Do you count
That's a solid. Yeah.
do you count racing in sports?
I do.
Then racing.
Oh, okay.
Then sports.
Bloodworth, dude. I could see him,
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
I can't see Bloodworth giving a 10.
Brand
Forza 7.
new,
Forza
brand
7.
new next gen Forza,
no.
dude.
Didn't he pump the brakes on Witcher 3? I don't see him doing it, man.
Because they didn't give tens at we didn't give tens at game trailers.
Yeah.
We've given tens.
I know.
I gave something a 10.
He gave someone 10. I haven't pulled it yet.
Jones will do 10s.
I'll do 10s.
Yeah, Jones will. Yeah. I
I think Bloodworth could do 10. I could see him giving if Cyberpunk.
Jonesy.
He could give Cyberpunk a 10.
Just for the record, everyone, I'll do 10s.
Oh my God,
That,
stop this.
that Camelot Mario Golf game
10.
with RPG will be a 10.
Jones,
That's a 10.
yeah,
Blood
10.
will be like, this is a pleasure.
Dude, Blood will give Metroid Prime 4.
GTA 6 will have racing in it. Just saying.
This last one, too meta, but hey, I set it up already, so we have to do it. Joker news ends, or Kyle gets a new nickname.
Joker's news
Joker
ends.
ends. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You think that's not even going to come around?
I think you'll
That's
just
not
be
in 2020.
You'll just be Bossman forever.
Oh no, I'm thinking they're referring to
Dark
the Dark Prince of
Prince
Nerd
of
Media.
Nerd
Oh,
Media.
I
Yeah.
forgot about
Which
that.
is
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I like
know.
how they said gets, like you just woke up one morning and were dubbed it. You
Yes.
know? Like somebody came up with a sword and literally like christened you the Dark Prince.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what's impressive is you gave yourself that nickname,
Right.
and
Yes.
it caught on. Usually nicknames catch on by other people giving you something out of your control.
Right.
Right. It's not how
But you're
power
like,
works.
no.
In fact, I think it's pathetic when people try to give themselves a nickname. You know, like call me Moose. It's like it's not happening.
Call
buddy.
me Moose?
Yeah, and so it's just like I don't know.
Flounder.
It's just like something works about it, man. Something works.
Yeah, Kyle, I think it might Joker fans might drop off, but like they're gonna come right back with Joker 2.
Oh my god.
The resurgence.
Yeah, there's gonna be a sequel.
There will be a resurgence. So there's a chance it will drop off before you change your nickname.
So-
but they will be back.
Is Joker 2 happening?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
of course it's
it
gonna
The
is.
Joker and his fans are like, they have spoken.
yeah.
And
How do you think he
They
bought
ca-
all those child dolls?
yeah, yeah.
He is well funded.
But it's like
He's leaving the clues.
So there's the nude Batman coming with Robert.
Batman?
The nude Batman with Robert
Yeah.
Pattinson.
Pattinson,
right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that cast.
Matthew McConaughey, yeah. As
He does 10.
That's very new.
I heard this. I don't know if this is true, but I heard this as like Two-Face. I don't know if that's true, but that's what I heard.
The casting announcements seem crazy for this. Are they avoiding the Joker in this movie?
Probably.
Oh, of course.
Probably.
Joker's been like a weird situation.
He's in a very weird situation. Yeah.
Like he could show up. They don't need him necessarily for this movie. He could show up in a different one.
He won't be present. They'll just have Joker fans.
Oh my god. They will.
The
They will.
Jokers
They love
with a
that.
Z, like
they
from
love
Batman
doing little
Beyond.
teases. I feel like Batman Begins did little Joker teases, right?
Yeah, they did at the
yeah,
end.
yeah,
The card.
yeah. Yeah, that's
calling
too
card.
cute. That is the definition of too cute.
They'll do it.
Be careful, Pattinson. Keep your clothes on, buddy. Okay, let's do. Oh, even before Or Wars, even before we get nuts,
Okay.
I wanted to give the panel an opportunity because I think a lot of podcasts right now are doing like 2019 year in review, decade in review. I'm like not that kind. Like I don't not program that way.
Sure.
But I do want to give the panel an opportunity to say like what 2019 like was to you in the world of video games. What was 2019?
I would say it was the culmination of build up for me.
Whoa,
For like
this is interesting.
because like as a Kingdom Hearts fan, I've been waiting forever, man.
Yes.
And it came
Yes.
out this year,
cool.
and I liked it. So it's like, yes, that's good for me.
And that lasted for that the whole year.
I'm
That
still
good
full.
feeling.
I'm still feeling good, man.
That's really cool.
and I got
Brad.
Sekiro, baby. I got RE2. I'm feeling good, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, things became that you thought were impossible or would never happen became a reality.
Yeah.
I mean, Kingdom Hearts 3.
Shenmue.
Shenmue 3 actually
Are you
released.
sure?
We got hands-on with Final Fantasy 7 remake. This thing
I've
that
played
this,
it,
this thing
Kyle.
that, like it's never happening. It's just
Yeah.
not happening.
Yeah, you
ever.
played it this year,
and
yeah.
we played a thing called. It might never come out, but we could say we have played Final Fantasy 7 remake. Yeah, and obviously Resident
Animal
Evil
Crossing
2.
release date.
Not on that same level, but sure, Jones.
Hey,
yeah.
you got Red Dead on PC, Jones. It's a nice little
Yeah.
feather in your cap.
Breath of the Wild.
Two
A Zelda announcement where they actually show off something significant in
Not-
the first
not a
ever
concept
announcement.
art?
Not concept art, not a title, not some like round table interview where we just say it's happening. It's like, here is a trailer and it's one of the most talked about things and people can't wait to see it again.
One of the most talked about things.
Like it was different. I was like, they've never done this for a Zelda reveal. Whoa, okay, cool.
True. Jones, 2019.
I got a weird answer.
Okay, I love these.
I just don't think it's exciting for game fans of this podcast, but I definitely have thoughts.
Okay.
So I'm adding up just kind of everything we did from this year, like what all the allies are working on and what we're doing, more in the future. And it's like we started this year in the studio. So like this year is I've really been more focused on Easy Allies than video games in 2019.
Sure.
And so that's like the year for me. It's just kind of looking back and like, whoa, we've been in the studio for a year. Whoa, we made a game show. Like, whoa, like just kind of looking back, on like what we did. And I was charting basically, who reviewed what, how many reviews we've all done. I did 6 reviews. 6.
Is that good or bad?
That's bad.
Oh,
I mean,
okay,
not
got you.
bad,
That
but I
seems
mean,
good
that's
to me,
less than
Well,
I've ever done.
Baby will do that.
Yeah, but that was just like through half the year, It's like, I only reviewed like 2 or 3 games before that kid showed up, and
Well, we steal a
whatever
lot
his
of them.
name is.
I feel like the reviews.
But I still, I stole Red Dead, I stole Spider-Man, like things. I'm stealing Animal Crossing. Nobody's touching that. Get out your blood.
No, if you're stealing that so much.
Yeah.
But
just take it.
You're just taking it.
I'm
Just
sure.
take it.
No, I'm
Take
sure.
it. Just take it.
Oh, Jones, did you have to take Red Dead? Oh.
But yeah, I've just this was the year I've really seen my role, in this industry, in this business, just kind of switching more into management, business management, and just the studio. It's just crazy, just really, really, really been nuts. And it's fun to think about. I think about just back in even when I was like in high school in like the theater department, and how like the theater was kind of my home, away from home, that I would go and just hang out with my people, like the nerds, and we would like make silly skits and rehearse shows and talk about Star Wars and stuff. And so it's just really fun to have the space and to come here and like have allies here that I didn't even know were here, just be like talking with somebody in the office and like Don goes walking by. It's like, Don was here? Like,
Yeah. That's
so
fun.
it's neat that, that we're all comfortable here. We'll look at this, as a place that we might hang out a little bit longer than we were expecting. Yes, sometimes to dodge traffic, but, because it's a fun place to, air conditioning helped. Our new internet certainly helps.
Yes.
But I'm just super proud of this company. So that's really what I look back on. And the other, because when I think about games, it's I think about less of 2019 as far as like the last 12 months, and more as 2019 as like this generation's over, baby. And not only is the generation over, but it was a generation unlike any other, and it's the next generation is going to be weird. It's really going to be strange. That like Switch is technically the generation that PS4 and Xbox One are now moving into. Like technically that's the next gen. If you really like think about like what the Wikipedia is like, how the hell do we chart this now? Because you could really just Gen 1 was this, Gen 2 was this, Gen 3 was that, and it's really muddy. The Xbox Series X is just kind of like blowing all of that up. So it's fun. It's going to be confusing, but it's an interesting time in games, and it's so rad to be a part of it. So viewers, patrons, thank you
Great
for
answer,
supporting
Jones.
us.
I'm glad we did that little segment.
Yeah.
Wait, what is it for you?
I don't have one.
But
I was
you
thinking-
learned to love Dragon Quest this
Hey,
this year.
2019, the year Dragon Quest, baby. No, that's what's funny is I think as like when you're just organizing these things, you're just like your goal is just to get your panelists to say things and then like not think about your own
For your
self.
own answer,
Yeah,
move
yeah,
on.
yeah,
You
exactly.
finished a project you were working on for 2.5 years.
Box Speak. You're
Check
a
it
Box Speak, baby. But it is time for sweet things to end. It is now time for Ore Wars. Baby, when the lights go out, every single word could not express the love and tenderness. I'll show you what it's all about. Babe, I swear you will succumb to me. So, baby, come to
Or wars.
Try not to spit on the mics, please.
I can't. I can't.
At least you're going to be using that mic for the next shoot.
Who wants in?
Me.
Okay, Brad.
Nice.
I love War Wars.
Reading hot takes for cats or ignoring hot takes for Rise of Skywalker.
I love ignoring hot takes for Rise of Skywalker. Don't tell me about it right now. It's not even freaking out yet. I can't watch it. Don't ruin this movie for me. I'm going to judge it for myself. I don't want you throwing in your shitty opinions about this movie I haven't even seen yet. Let me see it myself and decide for myself. Then I'll check out all your dumb opinions after. Thank you.
Spoiler mode coming soon to patreon.com/easyallies. Check it out this weekend.
Who wants in next?
I'll go in.
Okay, Damiani. Pools or hot tubs?
Ooh.
Ooh, nice.
Pools.
Why?
Excuse me. My pick.
Listeners, Jones was shocked.
Jones wants to pick here. Because hot tubs, you can't just lay out on a nice little floaty, chilling in the pool with a drink, some like food on the side, and then you can just jump in and be cool and stuff. Hot tubs, they're nice when it's cold out, but when it's warm, you go in the pool, you jump in, it's too hot, you get out of it, you go into the pool, it's too cold, it just ruins everything. Where the pool is there on a nice hot summer day and it's perfect. You can dive off the diving board in there. You can put a little basketball hoop on the pool side, shoot some hoops. You can throw those little sinking toys down there, those rings, and grab them. You don't do that. You don't do that in the hot tub. You don't want to get sucked in by like the sucking things in the hot tub and the jet sprays and stuff. No, the hot tub is overrated. Pools are cool.
Wow.
Pools are cool.
Jones, Ouroboros is hot right now. Just letting you know before you
It's
went
not
to
hot.
this-
It's cold apparently.
Yeah, this is
Jones.
this is spicy. You ready?
I know.
Spilling a big bowl of soup all over your loved one's presents, or Joy-Con drift.
Spilling the soup. It's Christmas. It's the time for forgiveness.
Nice, Jones.
Oh,
Tis the season, I guess.
my God. Listeners, what you missed there is just the like smarmiest grin.
That's right.
The smarmiest Christmas grin. Wow, I don't know. Okay, let me do my calculations. This is tough. Jones, that was good. You know, like sometimes succinct works in Ore Wars. That was really good. Brad, you brought great energy, great rage.
You're talking about like spoilers, pretty much.
Yes.
I'm gonna get pissed.
Brad is undefeated at Ore Wars, man.
But
No, I lost last time.
Damiani brought up the pool toys, which I
toys,
totally
yeah.
forgot
that,
about.
that you've dropped to the bottom.
Yes.
Yeah, that's like the one thing I
I
gave
forgot
you.
about
But
those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Done that in
The
the
rings.
jacuzzi.
Yeah. So Damiani, you win.
You
Ore
can even
Wars.
play that by yourself. It's even just fun to go down.
True.
Oh, absolutely. I've done that.
Spelunking.
Yes. This
Nathan Drake
concludes
style.
Ore Wars. Baby, when the lights go out, every single one could not express the love and tenderness. I'll show you what it's all about. Babe, I swear you will succumb to me. So, baby, come to
Ore Wars.
Last Ore Wars of the year.
Oh.
Yeah,
I
that's it.
love Ore. Are you gonna bring it back though?
I mean,
Or is it
when,
seasonal?
When it's season, it's whenever the betting ends.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not planning on having any
like-
kids in 2020. So,
Cool. We can win again.
yeah,
Oh,
hopefully.
there you go.
Nice.
It's kind of like the Starbucks seasonal stuff.
Yeah.
We just had it for a little
was our
while, and
pumpkin
it's
spice,
gone.
yes.
It's gone. Pumpkin spice is gone now.
It's like the McRib.
1 year later.
But people go nuts for pumpkin spice. Same with Ore Wars.
Yeah.
If we did Ore Wars every week,
Yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't be special anymore.
It's comforting.
Ore Wars is comfort.
Yeah.
That was, and honestly, the best Ore Wars of the season, easily.
Oh, cool.
3 hot competition, like that was just really, really tough to decide. Actually, it was 3 great cases. I mean, also that is the end of our podcast.
Yeah. That's
So
it.
let me tell everyone about patreon.com/easyallies. That would be where you would want to go if you may want to support the Easy Allies. If you give us $5 or more a month, you're part of this tier that not only gets this podcast 2 days early, those people get it on Fridays as opposed to Sundays. You also get to submit to Love and Respect and also whatever goofy thing kicks off this podcast. This one was Santa's Advisory Board. Got to come up with something else for 2020. I think I have an idea.
I hope so.
You're gonna hate it. It's one of those, you know what I mean? I think we alternate between, this one's good, and I hate this.
And as long as you're talking about early access, apologies to everybody. I'm going directly from this to another podcast shoot, and then to a Pokemon Silver stream, and then to Rise of Skywalker, and I will return home probably around 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
And so if I pass out and you get the podcast a little late tomorrow, I apologize.
While we're talking about hot takes, if anybody in Slack even says like that was weird, I'm like, don't.
Yeah. Don't.
Well, I'm not even going to do that on Twitter.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not-
Just don't no hot takes.
Stop it.
I'm counting on weird.
Yeah.
Weird.
Weird. But I just feel like there could be like Ian's just like disappointed. It's like don't do that. Don't you know what? Don't. Bloodworth just like, what about that one knee knock? It's like, Bloodworth, come on, man. I want to learn about just the same as Brad. I want to see knee knock.
Yeah. Don't show me a screenshot of knee knock.
Okay, so did I finish talking about Patreon? I guess I kind of did.
Yeah, we got wrapped up.
All right. Okay. So next week's podcast will be Love and Respect only. We'll get there for sure. That's like the last thing before we hand it off to Damiani. So yeah, that will be. It'll obviously be pre-recorded, but it'll still be a fun podcast.
Yeah, it'll be sick.
Yeah, and so yeah, it'll be the same panel having a good time responding to Love and Respect submissions. Brandon Jones, you got something?
Oh, I got some shout outs.
Great.
I'm so excited. Can't even speak. I'm so excited about these shout outs. Shout out to L. Thanis, Greg the Dark Knight Kettering, Caleb Togi Crawford, Will Schmuck, and Fantasy Critic Games.
Shout out. Are we supposed to say that? I like saying it at the end.
There's no protocol. Maybe we should.
Somebody needs to say it.
I like saying it. Yeah.
So I kind of like a wave of shout out.
Shout out.
Like not unified?
Sure.
Yeah. You want to do that? Wave of shout out?
Sure.
Cool.
Okay. Shout
out.
It's official. That was good. It's like row your boat. I mean, that was just good, man.
It's like a Star Fox character.
Oh my god, it did. Michael Damiani,
Yes.
you won the final Or Wars.
Nice, dude.
You get the right and responsibility to share your Twitter handle with the world.
Yeah.
You get to promote any Easy Allies video you would like to promote. You get to sign off with your trademark sign off, and you get to final word. You get the final word on anything you disagreed with, want to reiterate, or just popped into your head. Go ahead.
Sure. You can follow me on Twitter at Damianicus. The video I'd like to promote is the newest episode of Huber's Prison of Love. I believe it's episode 3. Go check it out. Final word. I know right now there's a lot of apathy in this country, a lot of anger, a lot of hate, and it's tearing at a lot of us. But it's just a movie, everyone. It's just a movie. At the end of the day, it's just a form of entertainment. It's okay. It's okay to not like it or to like it. Just be cool. May the way of the hero lead to the Triforce.
Shout
out.
It's official. That was good.